Time to close. Good morning. Good morning. We have Madhuji with us this morning. She's joining us from the city. I've known Madhu, I think, for the last 5-6 years at least. We used to meet in some kind of a kitty we had before the pandemic. Thank you so much for joining, taking the time from your busy schedule. Sabko Namaste, Sat Shri Akal, Salam Alaikum, Jai Shri Krishna कहना चाहती हूँ. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. And over here in New York, it's morning, 10:30 a.m. And then like we go around the whole world, our program. So कई उनका different time zone होता है, different country, different evening होता है कभी like in India it's 8 p.m. So we have different timings. I'm very happy that you could join us today, Madhu.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. And then let me just say a few things about Madhu. She's been studying spirituality and meditation under various gurus in India, and she has been meditating and teaching the last 30 years in different organizations. Wow, that's very commendable, Madhu. And she has been teaching in colleges and temples and seminars, and she has been working with the LGBT community as well as the mental health and wellness programs. And she has been teaching meditation for the last 30 years in the city and other places on a volunteer basis. And she teaches at different schools, colleges, companies, and city centers like SAGE, GMHC, AARP, HRC, New York HRC, etc. on a weekly schedule or takes seminars on different topics as invited. And if you're interested, you can also get in touch with her. We're going to let you know all the details later on. And with Madhu, because she does a very good job. I know she also does a program with the ILI and different organizations as well. So welcome, Madhu.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. And thoda sa we're going to have a actually very important subject today, which Madhu is going to explain very to all of you in a few minutes. But I want to ask you, how are you today? And tell us a little bit more about yourself. And then we can tell us about the subject that we're going to do today. So welcome once again.
Yes, thank you for inviting me. Yes, as you just explained, I do teach around the city and anywhere and everywhere in New York on the volunteer basis. So I do everything on the volunteer basis, and as invited also. And then I do have weekly classes going on at different centers. And as you said, they're all mental health, relating to mental health, as well as different communities and senior centers also, and colleges and schools. So whoever invites me, I come and give them the seminar. And then if they want weekly sessions, then we fix that also. So anyway, but thank you for inviting me. And today's topic, as Veena had expressed that you want to talk about depression. So yes. I will give you all some information on depression as to what is depression, how we created it, and then how to get rid of it also. So a little bit of the information. And then after that, if anybody has any questions or any comments, they can come up. And questions and comments can be not only relating to the subject, but also to any spiritual aspect or any religious or spiritual aspect. If you have any questions, we can address that. So that's about it. And whenever you tell me, I'll start.
Yes.
So let me know. Yes.
I'm saying hello to everybody who joined. Ramaji and Kamleshji have joined. Good morning to both of you. As you are, and they're all welcoming you. I think Ramaji.
Thank you.
My friend and Dil Diyan Gallan, great fan of Dil Diyan Gallan, Kamleshji and Ramaji, both are always there. Thank you both of you. So yes, it is an important subject. I thought that we don't really like to talk about depression. A lot of people have it and then they keep it hidden, but you can tell by the way they behave or act, there's something going on, but you cannot I guess they themselves don't know that something's happening in their mind.
Yes, sometimes.
So I think it's a good thing to address that and to see some points or trigger points or something so that we know?
Yes, since COVID, a lot of people have gone into depression because of as post-COVID syndrome, basically. And not only that, also other factors. There can be different factors which trigger depressions, like loss of life or breaking of a relationship, or can be different, or abuse, or different kind of past experiences which come to haunt you. So these things do trigger them, and sometimes we don't realize that we are going through this depression, but it's good to notice it and then try to work on it to get out of it, because eventually we ourselves have to work on it. Doctors can prescribe medicines for a short while, but they are not for a long run. So for the long run, you have to work on these on yourself and then get rid of it. And because you can't rely on medication for too long, because they also have their own side effects.
That's true. All the medications, sometimes they interact with the other medicine, and then that doesn't. So you got to make a choice.
Yes.
Which one not to have, because then they interact. Even the supplements that we take, some medications should not be taking those. Some people don't know. We don't know that. But
yes,
for your own health, one should know. So you can start off by telling us, like, what are the trigger points or something like that.
So I'll start with the subject depression only. So the depression itself, the word itself is depressed impressions. So depressed impressions means low vibrational frequency impressions that are sitting in our mind. And if you see that all this depression that we are feeling is in our mind and intellect body. So that's where we are feeling all these, and that then it comes down to, it starts from your intellect body, like intellect. So before all this information, let me just start with the spirituality. What is spirituality? Is all the information about our own self as a spiritual being, rather than this body and mind that we perceive. So we are the spiritual beings, we are the energy beings, and as an energy beings, as a spiritual beings, we have 5 bodies that we use. And these 5 bodies are, first is the physical body that we see, and that is made of food and water. And so if you see more food you eat, your body becomes bigger. So that's the physical body. Secondly is the second body is your emotional body, or also called breath body or energy body, prana body. These are different names. So this body, it again is a emotional body, as it is connected to the breath, and our breath is connected to the emotions. So our emotional body and if you notice, when you are very angry, how your breath is short and fast, and if you are very peaceful and calm, it is very long and slow. So you can always control your emotions by taking deep breaths. So that is the second body. The third body is your mental body, your mind. So we all have a mind, we have constant thoughts in that. So that's mental body. Fourth body is your intellect body, which is all full of memories, fears, phobias, your past experiences, all are sitting there. And that is the mental intellect body, where your mind retrieves the information from the intellect body and then uses it to make the decisions of day-to-day life. And then the last body is your spiritual body, which is also the voice of your consciousness. So, or it's Anandamaya Kosh, is also a blissful body. We have these 5 bodies that we use to have the humanly experience in this universe. And depression, as we are talking about, so it is depression is made of 2 words, depressed impressions. So that means all the negative impressions or the negative information that is sitting in our intellect body usually comes to haunt us. So if you've noticed that sometimes, when we are sitting alone, all the past memories and the past experiences, especially those experiences which are not good, which have not been very pleasant, they come to haunt us. And if we keep thinking of those impressions and keep thinking of those information, then those recreate different layers of the same information in our mind. So these impressions are coming from your intellect body, then they are going into your mental body and into your emotional body, and then eventually into your physical body in the form of a disease. So that is how we are creating the different diseases in our different organs. So that's how it works. So depression itself is a mental disease, and it is happening, everything is happening in your mind. Now, as I said, there can be different triggers. Triggers could be like if you just had a death in the family, or the loss of a particular person whom you're very attached to and has moved away from your life, or breaking off of relationships, or could be also mm, uh, abuse. Abuse can also be a trigger from the past, and those memories are sitting in your intellect body and they are coming to haunt you. So these can be different kinds of triggers that happen. But once these triggers once these triggers it, what happens is all the information that is already sitting relating to those that kind of a trigger starts coming in and haunting you in your mind. And when you keep thinking again and again of these information, so thoughts creates emotions. So every thought has an emotion connection. So every thought will have an emotion. It will create an emotion. Emotions like fear, anger, it could be ego, it could be jealousy. So any kind of an emotion is connected to every thought. And those emotions, they will release your chemicals in your brain. And these chemicals then create feelings, different kinds of feelings, like feelings of sadness, loneliness, dejection, low spirit. You don't feel like doing anything. You feel like connecting off from the world. So you are basically connecting yourself off from the lack of sleep, lack of pleasure, lack of life itself. So those kind of feelings start coming in our body, in our mind. And that's happening because of the chemical release from different thoughts and emotions that we created in our mind. So these then feelings are created, then these feelings can uh, coming down to the behavioral disorder. So the behavioral disorder is, of course, again, not talking to anybody, isolation, dejection, sadness, crying. These can be the behavioral disorders that come into being. And then this behavioral disorder can, if you continue into it, you will see that it will become a habit. And these habits can become eventually your nature, your own character. And so this character then keeps making, once it comes into you being as a nature, then you constantly are constantly thinking about these thoughts again and again. So it comes into an action, and then that becomes your karma.
I'm just going to, there's some people just joined, so I'm just going to tell them what we're talking about and they'll understand. Welcome, friends. I think Shaliji and Tita has joined, and Neelamji has joined, and of course, Kamleshji and Ramaji are here already. I just want to tell you all that this Madhuji is right here, and she's in the city, and she does all these seminars for the community. And right now we are discussing the topic depression. So she's just giving us the background, what triggers
Starts. Yes.
what are the trigger points. So this is and we just started about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. So thank you for joining, and that's what we're talking about right now. So thank you. Thanks, Madhuji, continue.
Yes. So as I said, the past impressions from the intellect body or from your memories, they come in to haunt us, and they create, every thought has an emotion. Emotion creates chemical imbalance in your brain that creates different feelings of low dejection, sadness, crying, and all these feelings then become behavioral pattern. And these patterns again can become your habits, because if you continue doing that same pattern, behavioral pattern, and same thoughts, then they can become habits and become your own nature, your character, come down to your character. And then that if it becomes your nature, then you're going to be acting in the same manner again and again, creating same kind of a karma. And that karma is nothing but memories. So basically, you are recreating a new layer of the same information in your mind. So that's how we are causing the depression, because now where it was only 5%, 10%, by creating different layers on top of the same information, storing the same information again and again in your mind, is taking the depression deeper and deeper in your mind. So basically, we ourselves are creating that depression unknowingly. Because when we give energy to some thought, which is a negative, which is creating stress in our mind, and which is creating unhappiness in our life, then that new layers of the same information, the more we think, the new layers are getting formed in our memory. And then those layers will come to haunt us later on. So this is how we are making our depression bigger and bigger and deeper and deeper. So unknowingly, we are doing that because we are giving energy to those thoughts, and our emotions are all connected to that also. So emotions are nothing but energy in motion. So we are giving a lot of energy to those thoughts, and that is creating the depression. So this is how we create the depression. Now, how to deal with that? So we can see.
Shalini is asking is, so that is that I mean, we're going to have a Q&A episode after, I mean a time afterwards too, but I don't think so. It's she's saying is that means it's an environmental environmental. Is that what it is? I mean environment. I don't think so.
No, it's not environmental.
In your mind.
Environmental can be, you can get information from the outside sources, but ultimately it is all in your own mind, and everything is happening also in your own mind. So depression is not something physical that can create physical disease later on, because as I explained, from the mental, it goes down to the emotional body, and then it goes down to the physical body. So we can create a disease later on if we continue, like our liver or kidney can be affected. One of the organs can get affected with depression, but ultimately it is everything is happening in your own mind. So we are creating that by the outside sources and outside factors can be triggers to start thinking in that negative information, but that information is already stored. Either it is from the past experiences that are already stored, or it could also be from the worry of the future. So if we are very worried about what's going to happen in the future, that also can create depression. But we have to understand that past is just nothing but learning experiences. It's a learning tool to learn what to do, what not to do, what are our likes and dislikes. And similarly, our future is nothing but our imagination. So none of them are reality. And whether we are thinking about future or the past, we are thinking at present time. So it is our present is getting affected. So at the present time, if we are, whether it's information from the past or the future worry, we are using that as a trigger. But those thoughts are not the reality. They are just our past or our imagination, but they are not our reality. But we are affecting our present time by using those information. And we relive the same emotions that we had at that past time. If we had a bad experience, we are reliving those emotional experiences again and again, and recreating new layers of information, same information, new layers of it on top of already which is stored. So that makes our depression go deeper and deeper and longer and longer. So this is how we create depression, okay, in our mind, unconsciously or consciously also, whichever way we can think about it, but we are ourselves responsible for creating the depression. And the chemical imbalance that doctors talk about is nothing but is released because of our own thought patterns that we are thinking, and our emotions connected to that. So as I explained earlier also, our thoughts create emotions, and then emotions create those, releases those chemical imbalances, and then that creates feelings of sadness, isolation, rejection, the lack of sleep, lack of appetite, lack of that. Those are our behavioral patterns then that set in, not going out, not socializing, not with the friends, that kind of. So
I mean, my thing is that since you're saying all this, our mind. I mean, we are the one creating our own problem. Basically.
Yes, we are creating it ourselves. So I can give you some tools how to deal with it.
Just want to have a quick question myself. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
To keep yourself mentally and physically busy,
Mm-hmm.
isn't that a very important thing that you won't think
Yes.
about this thing? If your mind is empty, you have nothing to think about or look forward to, that's when you start doing, I think, when you really have nothing else to do but sit and think, then all these things come in your mind.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Physically, mentally, you're busy, keeping yourself active and busy different things, then you don't get these thoughts. Is that one of the ways
Yes.
to deal with this thing, right? Is that
Yes, definitely. Definitely, that is one of the way and a very good way of dealing with it. But as I said, even when you're busy, sometimes, because of the different triggers, like if your partner moved away or died, these can be something that even if you're working, can affect your mental ability to work and focus and concentration. So for that purpose, these can be triggers, but then you have to watch, what you're thinking and how you're thinking, and you have to work on them, work on your own mind to fix the problem. So let me start with how to deal with it. So we can deal with the depression in 3 ways. So first is know thyself. So first of all, we have to understand that we have to know ourselves, not as a body and mind as we see ourselves, but we are the spiritual beings. We have to understand that we are the energy beings, spiritual beings. We are not this body and mind, and we are separate from the body and mind. That means everything is happening in our mind, and you are not the mind. What is our nature? Our nature is Satchitanand. That means our nature is the truth about ourselves is that we are spiritual beings, we are energy beings, we are consciousness, Atma, soul, spirit, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. The name doesn't matter. But the concept has to be understood that we are not these bodies, we are separate from the bodies, and we are the energy beings. That means we are the energy that gives energy to these bodies to function. These bodies don't have any energy of their own, so they will only function when they are connected to our energy. So if we understand this, all this is happening in our mind and it is not who I am, then you are creating a little distance between yourself and the mind and your 5 bodies. And when you create that distance between yourself and the 5 bodies, you are basically becoming now a spectator. You start becoming a spectator of what is happening. It's like watching a movie that's going on in your mind and in your intellect body. So when you become a spectator, then those things and those emotions that are happening already connecting to the thoughts, they stop affecting you. So you are not creating that stress anymore. It's just like watching a third person. And when you're watching a third person happening, the emotions that he's going through, we do not go through in the same manner, but we can be affected a little bit, and slowly, if you keep watching it, then you will see that those emotions also stop affecting us completely. So basically, we have to know that ourselves, that we are the spiritual beings, we are not the body and the mind, and create that distance between us and the body and the mind. Okay, so this concept I know is very something new to understand and even to accept it. But if we, I can give you like 3 ways to just bring it into your life. So first of all is keep reminding yourself that you're a spiritual being, not the body and the mind. Secondly, you can, the exercise, another exercise that you can do is just stand in front of the mirror. And when you see your image, see yourself as a physical body. That's a physical body, but that's not who I am. I am the spirit that makes this physical body work. Because when I leave this physical body is not going to work. It is me as an energy or a spirit that is making the physical body work. And thirdly, when you notice you see the universe, you see all the beauty of the creation outside in the world, you see, look at not just the plants and animals and the beautiful creation, but also the energy behind it that is creating all this beautiful creation that is being created. So when we start seeing the world also as that, we are reminding ourselves of us as that energy, as that spiritual being. So that is the first thing that we do, that is to know ourselves completely, and also then give love and seek love. That is the fourth thing that we can do. So if we just seek love and give love, then only spreading love, then love is nothing but positive, and that can heal all kinds of ailments or all kinds of negative emotions also in your mind. So that is the first thing. Second thing is healing all your 5 bodies. Now we can heal all our 5 bodies. As I said, first body, starting from the spiritual body. Your spiritual body is nothing but voice of consciousness. So start listening to the voice of consciousness and working accordingly, and you will see that you are never going to go wrong in your decisions. You will always be in the positive field. Secondly is your intellect body. Intellect body is nothing but your memories, habits, all the things that you have stored, likes, dislikes, fears, phobias, belief systems. We have so much of information stored in our intellect body, which is also called intelligence, intellect body. Now, all these information that is stored in our mind, a lot of it is negative as well as positive. So negative is the one that is creating the depression, because depression is nothing but low vibrational frequency information that is coming in our mind, and they can then bringing our own energy down as a result, because it's already a low vibrational frequency information. So when it comes into our mind to haunt us, we have to start watching that. We have to see whether this thought that is coming up, is it worth. First of all, we can evaluate all the thoughts that are coming up from 3 points. First is truth. The thought that's coming up, is it a true, or is it just my imagination? Is it if it is from the past, it cannot be true for the present, right? Because it was in the past. Past is nothing but gone. It's gone. It's not the reality. Similarly, if it is the future worry, again, it's our imagination. It is not our reality. So we have to see it is not the truth that is coming up. It is not the present. Because if there's something happening in the present, we always can look for the solution and tackle it. But if it is in the past, it's already gone. You can't change it. Similarly, future is not here. So that is also our imagination. So worrying about it or reliving your past experience is not the truth, and is not going to help. So we see that what is the truth? Truth is today. Today is the reality, is the truth, and that is not my truth at this moment. So we have to evaluate every thought from the truth point of view. Secondly, from the usefulness. If I'm thinking something has gone or something has expired, or about some abuse also. Again, it is what is the point of view? How is it useful information to me at this point, at the present moment? So if it is not, again, it's a garbage thought. So treat it like a garbage thought. And third is a kindness. Is it a kind thought? Is it giving you a happiness? Is it giving you any kind of a peace? So if it is not, why entertain such a thought? So if it is not kind to you and to the others that you're thinking about, then why entertain it? So if we evaluate all these, every thought that comes into our mind from these 3 points of views, and see, even if it is failing on one point, that means it's a garbage thought. And if it's a garbage thought, what do we do with the garbage? We remove it and throw it out. So imagine that you are removing it on a dustpan and throwing it out into the universe. So you don't want to keep that thought. So keep giving this, replaying this imagination in your mind till these thoughts stop coming. Okay, so this is how we cleanse our intellect body. And this process itself is called mindfulness. That is watching your own mind and cleansing them, cleansing all the garbage out of it. Okay, so this is a mindfulness. This is the second, this is one of the ways to cleanse your, get rid of your depression. Okay, third is your, then third body after the intellect body is your mind. Mind is always constantly interacting with the outside world and outside sources, and is getting information. Again, evaluate your all the information that is you are getting from outside sources, and see if it is worth keeping it, or is it again, a garbage thought. And if it is a garbage thought, please do not give energy to those thoughts. Let it go, let it pass, so it won't go and sit in your memory. Because whatever thought we are going to keep thinking again and again will go and sit in our memory. It will get stored in our memory. So that's how we are doing the storage of those thoughts. Then, so that is, so we can tackle the mind also with mindfulness, and meditation also helps. with the mind. Then fourth, second body is our prana body or energy body, or you could say breath body or emotional body. Now, this is again can be, if you're, as I said, if you're feeling low, very sad, and or angry, or fear is engulfing you, just taking some deep breaths can alter your emotion immediately. So our breath, body, and emotions are connected. So as I had explained earlier, if you're feeling very angry, you will see your breath is very fast. And if you are happy, your breath is low and long and slow. So by taking deep breaths, we can alter our emotions immediately. So if you're feeling very angry, just take a couple of deep breaths. So pranayam is nothing but breathing exercises. So breathing exercise, taking deep breaths immediately can alter the way you're thinking right now immediately. And also doing regular pranayam, regular breathing exercises can also stop all these emotional upheavals, emotional disorders coming up into your mind constantly. So you will see those low emotions will stop coming and bothering you if you start doing the breathing exercises, because now you're raising your energy. And if your energy is high, then you're not going to have those low feelings. Okay, you're not going to create those low emotions and feelings. You will take everything in your stride and accept it as they are. So that is how you deal with the emotional body. And then the last is the physical body. Physical body, as you said, is affected by your diet, proper diet. You can do exercises, walking, socializing, comedy, laughter. Laughter is a very good therapy for getting out of depression or removing all kinds of negativity from your mind. So, and for socializing is a lot. Don't lock yourself up into the room. Go socialize with your friends, see cinema, good movies, comedy, whatever makes you happy. Create a hobby. Create a
कॉमेडी आपने
hobby.
बोला ना, तो मैं सबको कह रही हूँ, वॉच कपिल शर्मा shows.
Sure.
I try to watch that every evening if I can. It makes
Yes.
me laugh. I feel so good because it's
Yes.
funny. It's just so naturally funny. The comedy is very, very, I think,
Very important.
very
Laughter
important.
is very good because laughter releases the hormones of serotonin and
Exactly.
dopamine in your brain, and that will make you feeling very high, very happy,
Very happy.
and it'll give you a lot of energy also. So please include laughter in your mind, even if it is a fake laughter. So fake will, they say there's a saying, fake it till you make it. So do the fake laughter if you don't feel like,
When I was
and eventually it'll become reality.
in India, when you go to I used to walk very early in the morning. People get up
Yes.
in India 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They used to be in the park. I used to go for walking, and they used to have a group of people. All they did was laugh.
Yes, it's laughter yoga. Yes.
Like, what is this? They're all doing the laughing. This is very good for the whole day goes very good.
Yes, yes. It's a laughter yoga, and it's very common in India, and
Very
it's
common.
very good for your health. It's actually very, very good for your health. So that's why I said fake it till you make it. So please do the laughter. So these are the way you can heal all your 5 bodies. And lastly, the third point is service. Do service to the others and to yourself. So when we go and do some service, community service or soup kitchen or in any way, helping somebody else, you will see the chemical that you release is again dopamine, serotonin. That gives you a lot of happiness, and the happiness that the other person is also feeling by your help is also contagious. So you also start raising your energy, and your own low feelings of depression start, coming out, from your mind. So service to the others and to yourself also. By yourself meaning help yourself get up from that sofa and go walk, connect to the nature, go do some exercises, push yourself, because at the time of depression, there's a lack of, as I said, life also. You don't feel like doing anything. You're just sitting on the sofa, you're sitting for hours thinking same things and repeating that same information in your mind. So this is only putting you into deeper depression. So you push yourself to get out and move out and help others and help yourself. So that service is a very good tool. And then also, as I said, always try to find solutions to the problems. Do not focus on problems too much. And suicide is never an option, because when we are doing a suicide, we are in a very depressed state of mind. We are in a very low energy with very sad emotional body, sad emotions and feelings. And when we leave the body, our spirit leaves the physical body, our conscious mind is no longer with us. Subconscious mind goes with the body to the next body, wherever it's going. But so we do not have that discriminatory power to control. So right now you have a discriminatory power of saying, okay, I don't want to think this thought. I want to remove it and treat it like a garbage. But once the soul leaves the body, then that discriminatory power doesn't go with us. So we do not, if we are feeling very low and angry or very upset, then that feeling that we leave with this body expands in 1,000 times more. So instead of getting released from the sadness and the anger or whatever you are feeling, you are expanding that same emotion 1,000 times more. So you will be more sadder, more upset, more depressed if you just do suicide. So you're not helping yourself. Basically, you're hurting yourself. So suicide can never be an option, because a lot of people do think suicidal thoughts are very common in depression. So if having this information and knowing that suicide is not going to help, in fact, it's going to make it worse, can stop this, action. So please think about it. So these are the ways you can deal with depression. So as I said, there are 3 points: know thyself, know yourself as a spirit, heal all your 5 bodies, and service to the others, which is a very easy and a very effective way of getting out of depression. And of course, you can take medication from the doctors, but for a very short time. As I said, every medication has a side effect.
Medication, what is it? Does it suppresses your mind? What does it do?
Yes, the medication only helps you to suppresses your mind. In fact, it blurs your mind, so you can't think straight, or focus is not there. So you're not thinking of the same thoughts again and again, and you're dull. Basically, your mind becomes dull. And if your mind becomes dull and your symptoms are suppressed, then you get energy enough to get up and start doing some other things. That you can use it as a supplement for a short time, but if you take it, you can become addicted for a long time. Then you can become addicted to it, and that will harm all your other organs, because it is basically a chemical that you're putting in your body, and your stomach is not made to digest chemicals. It is made to digest foods. So herbal medicines are better than the allopathic medicines. But as I said, you have to help yourself. Even if you are taking the medication, the doctors will always tell you to go out, to socialize, to do different things. They will give you pointers, but you have to push yourself to do those. So you only can help yourself. Nobody else can. Yes.
Get rid of all the garbage thoughts that come in. And
yes.
So whatever happened before, previously, get rid of that, because those things are not going to come, they are gone. And
yes.
What's going to happen, you don't know. That we don't know.
Yes. So don't entertain the garbage thoughts.
Most of the people you meet, they're always thinking about what happened in the past and what's going to happen in the beginning. They're not thinking about today or present.
But you're thinking at the present time, so you're wasting your present, thinking about the past or the future. So you're wasting that time that could be used for something very positive and constructive in your life. So that is how you have to think like that, and you have to stop yourself from going into the past or to the future way.
Negative thoughts, yeah.
So if you have any questions or anything relating to the subject, or even anything about spirituality or anything that's bothering you, please ask me.
That's what I'm asking them. That's what one of the questions was about the medication, that we already answered that. And I just want to ask you, I think we've covered it, but people can also, like you, your thoughts can create problems by thinking, what so said this to me, so said that to me, this happened at work or whatever. So those thoughts can really play a big number.
Yes, so when we think of the past, we have to see what is the learning experience from that thoughts. You know, what can we learn, what not to do and what to do, and what are my likes and dislikes. These things can be, it's an information that can be used for your future or for your present actions. But it should not be, don't go into nitty gritty, you know, who said what, and then relive the whole moment and then recreate those emotions, negative emotions, and then upset yourself. So don't do that. Do the learning aspect and then leave the other things as you treat it, other information as a garbage.
Okay, so Shali ji is writing that sometimes negative friends create these thoughts in our mind. How do we stay away from negative friends?
Yes, so we have to choose, as they say, the company is very, very important. It does affect your mind and your thoughts. And we do pick up information, as I said, from the outside sources. So what kind of a company you're keeping is very important. So you have to pick and choose what kind of a company you want to pick, have, and what kind of a life you want to create. So if you're going to have negative friends, then it is going to create negativity. So move away from them. You cannot change anybody. They have to change themselves, but you have a right to change your own self. So you have a right to choose what kind of information you want to take in, what you don't want, what kind of friends you want, what kind of situations you want to deal with. You can choose in everything how you want to respond to different situations. You can choose, so life is nothing but making different choices, and that is why it is a karma. It becomes our karma because we are given choice. We can go in the negative or a positive manner. We can respond or react to the situations. So that is why it is our karma. So whatever we do today, it is going to create, our action is going to bring a reaction in the future.
Yeah, and basically then for your own good, keep away from the people who are giving you all this, when you go out, let's say
Negative information.
You go for lunch or an outing and you come back so upset,
Tensed.
tense and stressed. What does that mean? That means it's time
you want to stay away.
Change
Yes.
the lane, as they say. Change the direction.
Yes, change your friends, basically.
Everybody should start, I think, practicing.
You heard that, if you're sitting with an alcoholic person or who drinks, he's going to force you to drink, and then eventually that will become your habit. Similarly, if you are sitting with somebody who likes to gamble, he can make you a gambler eventually, because he's also going to tell you, okay, let's gamble for fun right now, and then later on you can get addicted to it too. So this is why we always have to choose our company wisely.
And that includes relatives too, I guess.
Relatives, you can't do anything much,
I know,
except for giving them love and ignoring their information. That is negative.
They can be a big problem too if you don't know how to handle them.
Yes. So you have to handle all your relations with love. With love, nothing else. If you keep giving them love and ignoring all the negativity that they are creating for themselves and you, then you will eventually be able to deal with them wisely. Because you can't move away from them. These are something that you can't break.
So I think that is a very good way of dealing. And like you said, do something for the community. That makes
service is very good for you also, and for the others.
Yeah, it brings you so much happiness by doing that, and then makes you happy, and also socialize. And I also think religion plays a big role too. If you go to the Gurdwara.
Yes, of course. You can, if your mind is thinking of something negative, you can chant God's name, whichever God you believe in. And that chanting will help to take your mind away from the negative thoughts into the present, which is chanting of God's name. And that will also help to raise your energy. Because when now you're connecting to a sound which is high vibrational frequency. So that will raise your vibrations also.
Like saying Om, for example.
Om, anything. In your own religion also, there are different religions have their own different names to chant. So anything and everything works.
You can pray bhi kar lo, wo bhi acha hota hai.
Prayer, yes, prayers, religions, in any kind of religious activities always help to give us peace, because that again is something positive and we are raising our vibrations.
Like when I go to the Gurdwara, for example,
Yes.
so many people, regular people like us, going in the kitchen, सारे बर्तन
Helping.
बर्तन धो रहे, सेवा,
Service. Seva karte hain.
there's something inside of them to do it.
Hmm.
And people don't do, they just sit there and every time you see the same people, I usually see the same people doing the seva. So that
Yes.
that's a खुशी होती है. That's what the community service is all about. That brings
Yes.
so much contentment and happiness by doing that. And you ask them, they said, no, this is इच्छा है मेरी.
Seva. हाँ नहीं तो आप you can even put a bhajan, you know, on YouTube or somewhere. Listen to the bhajans. Listen to something positive. When you start affirmations of into your own self, you know, giving positive affirmations to yourself that I am good, I am happy, I am you know, strong, I can you know, so basically trying to bring your energy up in any way and every way.
You have to bring your energy up. That's true.
Yes.
So I'd like to ask anybody has any other question? अब सबको कह रही हैं कमलेश जी that you've covered everything so nicely. Question का कोई आपने सारा अच्छा explain किया है. So we also would like to welcome some new friends who joined. Sudha Sharma ji and Madhu Singhal is joined. Thank you so much. Vinod Vandana Goyal is here. She joined. Vijay Nair is here. Shashi ji is here. Shashi Danda, Neelam ji. So of course Kamlesh ji and Rama ji and Shali ji, they are here too. Neelam Kapal.
You can ask me any question about anything that's going on in your life. It need not be related to the subject. Anything about spirituality, religion, anything.
If you have any other question, please do ask. Thank you so much, Kamlesh ji. We try to do the best I can. We try to bring good subject, and Madhuji said that she will come again with a different topic this time. And this time we chose depression because, like we said earlier, that after COVID things have changed a lot in people's lives. A lot of things have changed in, you know, thoughts and this, like, so I think it is important to touch this subject.
Yeah, it's important to understand how we are creating it by reliving that same information in our mind. We are creating the depression in our mind, and then it's also important to know how to get out of it. So I have covered those. Now, what is depression? And
covered that very well, that your mind is the one playing this
game,
giving you this thing.
And you are separate from the mind.
You're separate from the mind, and but your mind you're the one creating your own depression. You can get out of
depression. Yes. So just like we create depression, we can create happiness also. You know, choosing what we want to think and how we are going to focusing on solutions to the problems rather than, you know, focusing on the problem itself. So because whatever we focus on, that's what we are giving energy to, and that will become bigger in our mind and in our life.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. I think the question I think we covered everything. So anybody else has anything? Any that doesn't have to be related to depression. It could be anything else. You know, anything to do with the meditation or anything else. Any other question? You please do ask. And Madhuji also, you can also get in touch. Get in touch with her directly by giving her a call. Her number is 914-471-0320, or you can send her an email at madhukumar200@gmail.com. So she'll definitely answer you back if you do that. And if you have any questions, you can call her direct. Or
also, I want to say that I also have a YouTube channel, and a lot of videos are up there, and you can watch that. My YouTube channel is Spiritual Science by Madhu. It's called Spiritual Science by Madhu. You have to add by Madhu, otherwise Spiritual Science. There are other channels also. So Spiritual Science by Madhu, and all the videos will come up. Please listen to them. There's a meditation also there, guided meditation on one of those videos. And please do the meditation regularly, because meditation helps to raise your vibrations and raise your energy, and also a lot of cleansing and healing happens in the process. A lot of garbage information that's stored gets cleansed out of your mind and intellect body, so they won't come to haunt you. So it is very important. That is why meditation is helping a lot of people. And then again, the pranayam, breathing exercises also that raises your energy. So please do that regularly. Make it like even if it's 10 minutes of meditation and 10 minutes for the breathing exercises, that you will start seeing the change in your life. Or if you just do that for yourself, because this is something you are doing it for your own good health.
So it's called spiritual
Science by Madhu.
spiritual science. Okay.
Spiritual Science by Madhu.
Okay,
Yes.
that's YouTube. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Somebody wrote that they want to have the information.
Yes, yes. So please subscribe to it. Then whenever I post new videos, you will be able to get them and you can listen to them. I'm going to post this video also up. And so please subscribe and like it. Thank you. Yeah, Spiritual Science by Madhu. Then I'm also on FaceTime and Instagram.
Right.
But on YouTube, you can listen to the different videos. And there's a meditation also, guided meditation. Please do that. That will help a lot.
That's true. Meditation always really helps. And breathing
Yes.
exercises are also very important. Which, I mean, like you just said, if you're excited or upset or angry, the breathing gets heavy. Don't
Breathing
you don't really
yes.
exercise it, but if you start breathing, do the little exercise and get away
No,
from
just take deep breaths. If you're very angry, just take deep breaths. Then your mind will clear and you'll be able to think and then respond to the situation rather than, reacting in anger. And then, you have then now not only created a bad karma for yourself, but for the other person also that you're, throwing your anger at, you're hurting them also. So it is better to take deep breaths before responding to a situation.
That's true. That is very good. Very, very true. So, like I said, I will definitely put the information again on this program. I mean, Dil Diyan Gallan. And also, you can become a member if you're not a member of Dil Diyan Gallan. Do that. Also, you can subscribe to on YouTube for Dil Diyan Gallan with Veena Lamba. You have to put your name, like Madhuji just said. Otherwise, both hote hain, spiritual science. There's so many. But if you have put your name there, then
no, like you have to say Spiritual Science by Madhu.
Exactly. But if you don't put the name Madhu by in the end, then it can be anybody else. There are a lot of people with the same thing. And
yeah, you will see anyway on my videos, you will see my face, so you'll be able to figure it out.
You can recognize, yes. So a lot of things. Please do that. Go and do that. And if you came late, I gave the introduction for Madhu, and also you can listen from the beginning, because this depression thing starts right from the first sentence. And it's very important to listen right from the start than to listen from the middle. So again, you can go back to Dil Diyan Gallan with Veena Lamba and listen to this whole program right from the beginning, and listen to it second time around. Second time around, you get the information second time and you listen to it, and you can get it better understanding. So always try to go the second time and listen to it the second time around. It's always good for you. And I just want to say that I want to thank Madhu for coming, and
thank you.
Kind of her to take her time and come.
No, thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure, and this is something that is my community service. So I do that on the volunteer basis at different organizations. So अभी इसके बाद मेरी अभी class की शुरू होने वाली है. I have to go for a class. So and then रात को फिर एक Zoom meeting है. So this is how I'm keeping myself busy also.
Yeah, the same thing with me. I'm doing something similar, community service, plus I do other things as well. We started during the pandemic 3 years ago, and but, a little bit more than 3 years now. But चल रहा है.
मैं तो बहुत सालों से कर रही हूँ. I've been doing it for last 20-30 years now.
Yeah. I've been doing it in a different way. Like I was part of organizations.
Now it has become my life, basically.
Exactly. Yes. I was also doing in India Association of Long Island, like Soup Kitchen आपने mention किया, doing the women's programs. But anyway, this is the
कहीं भी कर सकते हैं सर्विस. तो आप अपने टेम्पल में भी कर सकते हैं. You can go to your own temple, your religious temple, and do the service there. That will also make you happy.
वहाँ पे सेवा करते हैं. They do it on a regular basis.
कहीं भी सेवा करिए.
That's the way they do the community service for them. So I talked to somebody. They said this is what we like to do. So that's anything you can do to make you happy. And of course, don't forget to listen to some comedy. Make you laugh in the night. I like to watch Kapil Sharma when I get a chance. Get different people come in. He's a natural, his program is coming up. His program is coming up this weekend in New Jersey. So anyway, also I want to let you know that this Wednesday we have a very nice couple coming on Dil Diyan Gallan on Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Rajesh and Sadhna ji, and also Shali ji, who's here with us. She'll be the co-host with me. And please don't forget to join. And Friday we have the Shukrana. And next week we have different programs as well. Very nice programs lined up for all of you to watch. So I will say thank you for joining. Thank you, Madhu, for coming. And
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting.
then we'll have another different type of a topic next time. If you guys have any suggestion, please do that. Write that to me, and then I can suggest that to Madhu. Thank you.
Yeah, any comments?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Enjoy Monday. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Jai Shri Krishna. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Enjoy the day. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Just wait 1 minute.